Today, the moon is in Gemini, so a mutable air sign. We have this energy, the quality of thinking, of ideas, of communication. And so we're evolving as we have been all week from this Pisces new moon on Sunday, where we began this moon cycle, connecting with the wisdom of our hearts. So we're thinking about how we can be in the flow of our bigger picture of spirit, of meaning, of what feels important to us in that bigger picture. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Friday, March 15th, and we're talking about the power of listening between the lines. And so the power of Gemini is the power of our curiosity. Yesterday we were talking about wonder and how with the Taurus moon, you can think about being a child and the way that a child playing engages with their environment, engages with ideas, engages with what does it feel like to do things this way or that way, right? And so we can be that child and engage in the issues and challenges of our lives from that perspective of wonder, of what does it look like if I do it this way? What does it look like if I do it that way? How am I responding to that? What do I need here that maybe I didn't think about before? So we take that to the next level with now the moon in Gemini, and we shift into the realm of our ability to process the thinking, our thinking about these ideas. And so understanding how we're thinking about things, asking the bigger questions, and the power of listening between the lines is the ability to tune in and pay attention and ask questions that are not based on the surface, right? Going deeper, getting into what did you mean when you said that? What was happening when that thing went down that way? what was unfolding, and how can I pay attention in a way that allows me to learn, allows me to understand it more deeply, allows me to ask the questions that help me process the information more fully at a deeper level. So understanding things at deeper levels and stepping onto really that deeper path of unfolding our ability to understand and make sense. Not just make sense, but also to be able to make choices in our lives based on a deeper understanding, which is also very powerful. So as we go through this waxing half of the moon cycle, where the moon is getting bigger each day, each night, we're moving out from that place of the new moon where the seeds were planted, our intentions were set. And you can always set your intentions. If you forgot to around the new moon, go ahead and do it now, because you can just intend to retroactively have them apply, right? Why not? So when you're setting your intentions, what you're doing is you're saying, this is what I want to align with. This is what I want to experience. This is what I want to receive. And it is very powerful for us to connect with what we want and why we want that, so whether it's a very everyday, ordinary thing that you just want to manifest in your life because you wish you had it, or whether it's world peace or the end of hunger, or all the things that you might want or find important, by setting an intention to say, I am going to align with that happening, with that outcome manifesting. And when you live your life in a way that is in alignment with that outcome or that result that you want, maybe it's healing for yourself, Maybe it's something you want for your family or your neighborhood or the world. When you're aligning yourself with that, you are becoming who you need to become to participate in that outcome manifesting. And you may or may not experience world peace, right? Or, whatever giant thing that you might imagine for your life, but what you're inviting in is becoming and evolving into who you can be as a stronger, more capable, more creative, more responsive, more just more aligned, right? So we're talking earlier this week about being audaciously authentic, being who you are. And when you are being audaciously authentic, living according to your heart and your heart's truth, living according to how you want to be treated and treating others that way, right? In a very bringing the holism of healing into your life. So physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, ways of being right, being whole, being in alignment. So what we're doing with today's Gemini waxing moon heading into the first quarter is we're focusing on how to listen between the lines, how to ask the deeper questions, how to pay attention and notice at deeper levels what we couldn't see before because we were lost in our own mind chatter or our worries or whatever is distracting us, right? We get taken off course by feeling like we have to control things or manage, our our daily lives. And so staying anchored in that bigger picture allows us to go, I wonder if in my daily life I could think about things differently, or maybe there's something I could do differently that just never occurred to me before because I'm always just, dealing with what's right in front of me. So getting in the flow of what our heart's wisdom wants us to remember, and then listening between the lines so that we can pay attention, notice our own thinking, notice the way things are happening around us, notice maybe other ways that there might be of responding that haven't occurred to us yet, different ways of thinking, different ways of solving problems, different ways of approaching problems, different ways of taking care of ourselves that might help us be more in alignment with that bigger flow. So again, right, we tend to get into this like an example would be if you have a mindset of I, have to set aside 2 hours for my self-care, and so always something gets in the way and something else is a higher priority and bumps my 2 hours. And so I never get to my self-care, and that's just the way it is. I can't, and sometimes we feel like we're a failure because we can't manage to carve out those 2 hours for self-care. Well, what if we thought about it differently? What if instead of it needing to be 2 hours, what if you thought about, I am going to receive all the self-care I need right now in this moment in my one breath that I'm going to take? And the power of receiving, right, that we talked about with the moon in Taurus the last couple of days, and the power of our choice to take a courageous action. Maybe that courageous action is to allow ourselves to receive and to let ourselves let go in this moment. Like maybe we don't need 2 hours, maybe we just need quality in this moment right now. Maybe we need to forgive ourselves. Maybe we need to let go of an expectation. Maybe we need to be present with a loved one, right? So there's lots of different ways we could be thinking about things. And it's about listening between the lines so that we can pay attention and notice what it is we couldn't see before. That's the power of this Gemini moon. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Orms, and you can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. Check out my books if you're interested in what I have to say, because there's lots more of it in my books, Astrology Heals and Cycles of Healing. You can find them on Amazon. I don't know if I have details about them on my website right now, but you can book time with me on my website and schedule a astrological consultation for yourself. Maybe that's your self-care commitment for this week, this month. Thank you so much for being here. And don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't already, just hit that subscribe button. It's super easy and it really supports my work. Let me know what you think. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try to address them in a future video. All right. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self-care.